Pete Murray tried to kick my ass in high school for inappropriately talking to Valerie.
Really?
Yeah, it was such a fucking weird happenstance in terms of like, she sat next to me in Miss Clark's class, and I would always talk to Valerie and shit every class we had. I liked her. Not liked her. I mean, I did like her. I did like her, but like I knew I had no shot, so I just always talked to her and shit, fool around with her. And at one point, like I pulled her desk over to mine, and that was just when fucking Pete was at the door.
At the most inopportune
Yes,
moment.
the timing couldn't have been worse. And remember the doors were solid, but there was little thin windows in it.
Yeah.
And he fucking saw it, and I remember she was laughing, and then she suddenly went fucking white. And I followed her gaze, and I just saw Pete staring at me from the fucking little window.
Then you went white.
And then, I didn't think anything of it. I pushed her fucking desk back. I was like,
stop laughing.
Like a cartoon character. You brush her off. You make her hair nice and neat.
I did a full makeup job on her. Pulled out a powder puff and shit with lipstick on her.
Fingertips.
And then when I went out between classes, she fucking had to stand. She intercepted him because he was heading right toward me. And she fucking was like talking to him, and I still didn't fucking put two and two together. And then it was the next class that I found out that Pete was planning to jump me on the way home from school and beat me up on the way down the hill.
The gears were turning.
Yes, and he was fucking hell-bent to do it, and I was fucking terrified all day long and shit. And me and Ernie quick...
Well, he certainly wasn't the type of guy that you...
He would have beat my ass into the ground, hardcore.
Yeah.
And me and Ernie jumped in, and Sam Holland jumped in his brother Jay's car and went home right after school.
Brought you to the emergency room. Preemptive strike.
It's like, this dude's going to be...
Can you just beat him up in here?
A bloody mess in a little bit, so I just figured we'd take down his information, fill out the paperwork now. Here's his insurance number. We'll be back in an hour. And then Pete Murray and his boys came down to Ernie's house and were like calling me out, like, come on out, fat boy, and shit like that.
Ernie, they want you.
I was like, I'm pretty sure they're talking to Sam Holland, right? And Jay had to go intercede because they were starting to threaten about coming into the
Sam
house.
in a mustard vest and kick him out the door.
Yeah, I was like, here he is. Snooch to the nooch. That was way before Snooch to the nooch. And Jay went out there and was just like, just leave him alone. He didn't fucking mean anything. He's obviously no threat to you. He wasn't blah, blah, blah. Whatever.
Who were his boys who were with him? Was it the...
Jimmy and Bobby.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So a tall white dude who's a bruiser and two tall black dudes were waiting outside.
Those
yes.
guys at a rap concert and shit.
They were in the b-boy stance, man. All three of them just waiting for me to come outside, step 1 foot outside Ernie's gate and shit. And I was holed up and shit like a fucking looking for sanctuary, like the Hunchback.
Speaking of inappropriate chatter with someone else's girlfriend,
mm-hmm.
I think some of that was going on that led to a altercation.
Oh fuck!
With Walter. And
that's right.
Brother.
You fucking Mike Boylan. You fought Mike Boylan?
Yeah, in our senior year. Or his, I don't know, my senior
And was it
year.
over? Did you pull someone's desk close to you?
No, it wasn't anything like that.
He was dating what, Jennifer Kellett?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Jennifer Kellett, sister of Jessica Kellett, who was the first chick I ever got to second and third with. And she was the one that gave me the hand job, and she went, ew, afterwards.
Oh, really?
She was like, what's this going to do? I'm like, just keep doing it.
Well, they don't normally say that.
The one and
surprised.
only. But so Jennifer Kellett, whose sister was kind of heavy at one point, and then she lost a bunch of weight.
They used to call her Bubba the Hutt, and then she slimmed down.
Bubba the Hutt.
Yeah, she slimmed down.
What happened? Were you flirting with her?
No.
You wanted a piece of Bubba the Hutt? You were like Salacious Crumb sitting on her lap? Like,
it was the same kind of situation where I guess he had spied. We were in gym class, and he had spied across the gym, I guess. Or...
What were all these boyfriends doing? Just lurking in the halls, looking indoors, always fucking like checking out?
He spied, I guess, us talking and jumped to the wrong conclusion. And later on that afternoon,
Were you flirting with her though?
No, I don't think so. I don't recall if it was the most innocent of flirts. If it was, I don't recall exact. I mean, it was so long ago.
Like your sister.
Like if Bubba the Hutt invited you onto her sail barge, would you have done it? You're like, I want to see your great pit of carcoon.
But then later on that afternoon after school, we were I was at the local basketball court.
Basketballery.
This girl lived across the street from the basketball court, and I guess he saw me over there, and he came over and he started he was very agitated, and he started ranting and raving. I don't remember what it was now, and I was looking at him.
In your direction or just in general?
In my direction, because I turned around. After the basket was made, you throw the ball in to go down to the next, to go attack the other way. I threw the ball inbounds to somebody, and I turned around, and he was standing there, and he was talking.
Mike, how are you?
And the next thing I know, I'm looking at him, and the next thing I know, I see nothing but light blue. I'm not seeing anything but light blue, and I can't figure out what just happened. And what happened was I was on the ground. Yeah, I didn't even see him.
He cold cocks you?
I didn't even see the punch coming. And I was on the ground, and I didn't feel a thing. That was the weirdest thing.
Where did he hit you, in the head?
It must hit me in the chin, I theorize. I must have a glass chin because I went down, but I don't remember it at all. And then the next thing I know, we got up and we were just throwing haymakers back and forth.
Get out of here!
Like the
movies. You're not a fight guy either.
No.
But that day you were.
Well, yeah, I had to. He was good. If I didn't throw a punch back, I just would have been.
And he was younger than you. A year younger.
He was a year younger. But so we just started fighting, and just like in a movie, like when you just punching people in the face as hard as you can, full on, and
bare knuckle boxing like Clint Eastwood and shit.
And what was
like an original Ultimate Fighter over here?
What was really what I noticed. What's strange is that I could hear. I was noticing and registering in my head other people around who were watching us, and how almost everybody was rooting against me. Nobody
was on your side? Where were you?
Nobody was on my side.
I don't know, where would I have been?
I don't know. You were fucking on. You were on the other guy's side, I guess.
Kick his ass, Mike! He touched Bubba the Hutt.
I had two people who were on my side, and the rest of the other ones were. And at this point, I would have never have guessed that would have been the way it was, because I really don't talk to anybody.
Who was on your side? Who were the
Kevin and John Devaney.
Oh, the Devaneys?
The Devaneys were the only ones who were were rooting for me. And then I remember one particular dude was rooting so hard against me, it was shocking. It was just like, what the fuck? I don't even...
I remember you telling me the dude who was super vocal was Porky Franklin, right?
Yeah, he was just like,
Porky
kill him.
Franklin? Came down on you?
Yeah, as if this is a guy I never even spoke to, so I don't know where all the venom came from, but it was just... here I am trying to duck punches, and I'm also going like, what the fuck is with this guy? And he wanted my head on a fucking stick. And I had no idea why. So not only
are you're trying to gauge where the next punch is coming from and connecting with your hits, you have this whole inner monologue about why, Porky?
Yeah.
What happened to us?
I mean, at one
what did
point,
I ever do to you, Porky?
At one point, the guy the guy I was fighting with, kind of turned around and walked away. Mm-hmm. And this guy, Porky, jumped in and was like, you ain't fucking going there. Get back in there. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Porky, it's cool. It's over. It ain't over until I say it's over.
And he made it go on even longer than that.
So the fight stopped and then restarted?
Yeah. And then
at the behest of a Porky Franklin?
The next afternoon.
So we're still going at it, and then all of a sudden I felt this weight on my back. Is that the girlfriend had jumped on my back and was clawing at my ears and raking the skin out of my ears.
Jennifer Kellett jumped on your back? You were attacked by Bubba the Hutt?
Yeah, and so here I had her on my back and him swinging at me and Porky screaming from my head. It was...
you had to wrap your fucking slave chain around her neck. Choke the life out of her.
And then it just stopped. After what seemed like an hour, it just
How long
stopped.
Was it really?
I don't know. It felt like
Couldn't have been an hour.
No, it was probably maybe 25 minutes.
It is interesting.
25 minutes of punching each other in the face?
Yeah, we were punching each other
and
hard.
And mind you, the Miller Street basketball court is a block from the police.
Yeah, from the police station, yeah. It's interesting, that Porky has that sort of sway that somebody's like, I've given up. I've punched as much as I'm willing to punch, and he's like, well, no, you haven't. He's a great motivator, this guy.
He's Mick. He's Mick from Rocky, man. He made him go back in and pick the fight up and shit. You're a bum, Rock.
He's like, I'm not holding your spit bucket for nothing. Back in there.
He was patching up. He's like, get in there, Mike. And he's like, cut me. He cut his eye so he could go back in and finish the fucking fight.
something.
Porky is hanging off of the ledge of a building, and he's like, "Help me, Walt." Do you help?
You can extend your hand.
Or you could simply... It's not your fault he's hanging over the edge of the building. You keep going about your business. Like you went up there to get a Frisbee.
I'd like to say, that I would give him a hand.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't hate the guy, though. I just found it just disturbed me that he
That would be your moment, though. Porky, why'd you root against me in that fight? What I ever do?
It's hard to say I'd let a man go to his death for that. But it did kind of... I always wondered what it was that... like I said, I really... I had no history with the guy, or anybody really in Highlands, that almost all of them wanted me dead.
Mm.